This week on the podcast, we have Charlie Danes Ready 2,
Griever 2112,
and occasionally African Bush.
Here to talk about things like Overwatch and San Diego Comic-Con this week on the official Team DBAH Podcast, number 152. Come join us, why don't you? Hello and welcome to the official Team DBAH Podcast number 152. I'm Charlie Danes Ready 2, and over there, that guy right there, that's Griever 2112. It's James. How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm Peachy Keen.
Yeah. Notice how the intro stopped there? We're gonna have occasional Randall here, but it's just James and I flying solo tonight.
Yay.
Trying to be and occasionally that guy right there, and we're gonna be bringing you the rest of the news from the San Diego Comic-Con 2016, and also some other interesting topics. We'll probably get to the interesting topics first, though, because they're not gonna. Everybody's not lining up to hear old news. Everybody wants to hear new news, and then our take on old news. That's what I think.
And the newest news is the new Nova expansion for Starcraft II.
And I only wish you'd be around long enough to tell me about that, because hell, I don't even know that.
Yeah, I'll repeat that because I know there was noise in the background. There's a Starcraft Blizzard have released the second part of the Nova expansion packs, and it's basically a new storyline with the Ghost Nova. She basically lost her memory, is going through all these steps to get her memory back, and they're doing it in parts because they're bastards. But yeah.
Those sons of bitches. I liked it, though. I wonder if it's going to be an RTS or if it's going to be like the foregone Ghost game that was supposed to come out so long ago, the first-person shooter.
It's the same as StarCraft. It's just she's the heroic character you can use throughout. You still use your buildings and whatnot. You just get
okay.
She's like, usually you get a heroic character and they have a set basic set of abilities. But with her, you can customize what you use. Like, she can use a shotgun or her sniper rifle or this, like, sword lance thing that kills people in one hit. Or you can change her glasses so she can either detect people, or her sniper range is +2, or her armor gets a jump pack, or she's invisible. But yeah. So they added that little thing where it's like you get to customize the character and use it during battle instead of just having it on certain missions.
Very cool.
But the character's Nova, so it's not like a custom character.
Right. And this is probably out of BlizzCon, right?
I think it was. Well, I don't even know when they announced it. It just released today with all their other updates to StarCraft and Overwatch and Heroes of the Storm.
There's a couple updates. You were saying?
Yeah.
I was going to say, I mean, even though it's not a custom character, I mean, it's at least still, you can kind of still make it your own, so that's a plus.
And it's horrible when you want to try something out and it's the wrong mission for it. Like one I just did, you really needed a sniper rifle and I had this stupid sword, so I couldn't shoot anything in the air. And I was like, okay, I'll just stand here while I get shot by the mothership. Cool.
You just swing really high.
I know, right? Just throw the sword.
I would do that.
What you're telling me this sword is not a 3-bladed chainsaw like the wonderful sword in Sharknado 4, the Fourth Awakens? What kind of madness is this?
Shit, son.
Oh yeah, I went there.
Like he has a 3 chainsawed sword?
Yes. Because of course it was called the Fourth Awakens, they could not stop with the wonderfully terrible Star Wars puns throughout the whole thing. Right. Yes, when they pulled the whole Wizard of Oz thing where the house from Kansas is lifted off of the ground, or no, I'm sorry, prior to that, they're going through all of the weapons. They're pulling out like old M16s and shotguns and this and that and all this stuff. What does Ian Ziering pull out? A sword made out of a chainsaw that has 2 little swords in the hilt, a la Kylo Ren's lightsaber.
Holy moly.
And he only uses it once, which I was very disappointed in.
Oh, man. You know, schlock horror, or not schlock horror, but sometimes cult horror, is where you find the best weapons. I mean, in Phantasm gave us the quad-barreled shotgun, the very first quad-barreled shotgun before any sort of, horror game or any video game did it. And
And the
Ash's
flying silver balls.
The Ash had his chainsaw hands, but like that chainsaw sword, it's highly reminiscent of Warhammer.
Yeah, kind of.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
if you ever need any like kind of mental Drano, Sharknado for the Fourth Awakens, you'll be by the end of that movie, there will not be a thought in your brain.
Either on Amazon streaming or Netflix streaming, they have Netflix streaming like there's any other kind. Either on Netflix or Amazon Video, they have a riff tracks of the original Sharknado.
Oh, I could just imagine that one.
So it's amazing. The three of them are there on stage watching Sharknado, and it's glorious to behold. You should definitely check it out if you're a fan of ironically or non, of the Sharknado franchise.
And who isn't a fan of MST3K?
Exactly. No one, I tells you. No one.
But real quick.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say, although I was not the one who made it, I was very jealous of the person who did. There is a Nerf version of the quad-barreled shotgun.
What?
Yes. Somebody on Nerf Haven, I forgot who the user is, but he took 4 rough cuts, merged them all together with a single prime handle and a single trigger, and he made a quad rough cut. And the very first thing I thought of when I saw that, I'm like, dude, you just made the gun from Phantasm. And my friend Clowny, and my friend Clowny said, "Damn it, you beat me to it."
Very cool. Very cool.
Yes. Well, I had to mention something nerfy.
Actually, well, yeah, you have to mention it because what's going on this weekend, guy?
Oh yes, we got APOC coming, and I have been making darts all week. Even though I said I was going to start like a month ago.
Page there.
Yeah. Right now I'm at 420 darts. Make jokes here if you wish. And I still have at least another 300 to go because I just got informed tonight that one of my friends that I used to work with was like, "Hey, APOC's this weekend, right? Can I come?" I'm like, "I have to make you darts." And he goes, "Oh, it's not going to be a problem, is it?" No.
Now, what's the difference between your darts and, say, the darts that people get, like, in the store?
Yeah, I was going to say, you should have just told him to hit that Nerf button from Amazon to get a bunch of Nerf darts.
Yes. Well, the big difference is between the homemades that we typically use at an NIC war or Nerf Internet Community War. The homemades don't use regular Nerf darts, which are 3-inch foam with the inner core kind of like bored out because when you use a normal stock gun from like, let's say the Retaliator or the Alpha Trooper or the rough cut, you'll see this little post in there, and that's kind of what like kind of holds your dart in place because the barrels are kind of loose. That's what helps propel the air to push your dart forward. What we use is we just use building materials. So we have CPVC as our barrels, 1/2 inch, normally schedule 40 if anyone is curious, but our darts are perfect fits for the barrel, so we don't need posts. So we just use foam baccarat for our darts. However, just regular foam is not going to, it's going to go 3 feet out of the barrel and then just flitter uncontrollably. So we then use weights at the tips to, help keep the darts streamlined and going forward. The ones that I typically make are what are called a Stefan, because I believe the first person who made it, his name was Stefan. And it is a number 6 washer, some hot glue, and a 1/2 inch felt pad, along with about 1 inch to 1.5 inches of foam baccarat, the stuff you use to caulk around your windowsills.
Mm-hmm.
And basically you just cut it down. You take a hot glue gun, make a little indentation in the top of it so that you can put some glue in, fill that with some hot glue. You put the washer stuck to the felt pad on top of the glue. Make sure everything is centered. No metal is exposed. You let that set, and boom, you got an icy dart.
So
Wow.
yours guys' are solid, and Nerfs have like the middle hollowed out. Is pretty much the difference.
Well, that and also their tips are just
like sticky dart.
rubber.
Yeah, crap.
Well, yeah, they have rubber tip darts.
Yeah.
Where ours are felt tips with a heavier weight.
That's
because the dynamics of the darts, the ones from Nerf are, I believe they are 3 inches long.
Right.
Regardless of the FPS that gets put out by your blaster, after X number of FPS, the darts, the actual Hasbro brand darts, they start, if you put too much air pressure on there, they start fishtailing. So if I shot one out of, like, let's say my pullback or my plus bow, after about like 30 feet, you're going to see the back of that dart starting spinning a lot, and it start veering off because the weight of the dart and the amount of air pressure used to propel it is not enough to sustain their trajectory. So it just starts going out of control because it's too much speed for not enough weight. So that's why we use the shorter darts with the heavier tips.
Huh. So does Nerf make variations of their guns like with that, except those types of ammunition?
No, God, no. That's why all the Nerf guns say do not modify, do not use modified darts.
Oh God, no! This shit kills people. I mean, Nerf. Hasbro and the Nerf brand will never outright say, "Hey, what you just did to our product, that was actually really inventive and really cool," because then that's pretty much them endorsing this,
right?
And that's going to be a no-no because someone's going to do something stupid,
yeah.
and it will come back to them. So that's why they always say, no, don't do this. However, they have taken many of our ideas and implemented to their own stuff. So there has been an influence on it. Like when they released the N-Strike line, which is all the yellow blasters, like a couple of years ago, those max range was maybe about 35 feet, I think it was. Right. And that was if you actually kind of arced it a little bit. Like if you shot it flat, if it went 20 feet, you were lucky. That's where I started getting into modifications. Where if you put like a heavier spring load in it, you remove the air restrictor in there, you can get another couple of feet out of it. And Nerf took notice. Hey, these guys in college and online are taking our stuff and making it a lot more high powered. Why don't we kind of go with that and make it safer for them, but yet at the same time still make it accessible to kids, which is, at least I believe, the whole reason why that Nerf Elite line came out, where you all of a sudden got a 40-foot range increase. So where like everything now, it's like, oh yeah, the Nerf guns will hit 75 to 90 feet. And then you have the Rivals line, which is, you're shooting, the little spongy golf balls at 100 FPS.
Yeah. That is interesting because you did see a rise of all those new like N-Strike and Elite and all the like they have ones you can they're modular or whatever. I mean, all of them have seemed to be like one after another. Yeah.
So I mean, like you kept seeing a range increase as it was getting popular with humans versus zombie events and like nerfing in parks with friends and all that kind of stuff. So, excuse me. So I mean, while like I said, they'll never outright say, hey, good job on that. But you can see where we've kind of been ahead of the curve, so to speak. So.
No, cool. I didn't know what all the work that actually went into your ammo craft in there.
Oh yeah. Yes.
It's crazy.
Unfortunately, come war season is usually when I lose my fingerprints because of all the hot glue.
That's.
But you know what? I'm so used to it, it doesn't even faze me anymore. It's like there's a wad of hot glue leaking out. Now let me just wipe that off.
Yikes.
But I also use low temp, so it's fine.
There's a low temp hot glue?
Yeah. You can get low temp hot glue guns and high temp hot glue guns.
Huh.
High temp is, I don't know what that's usually used for, but typically low temp is used for like the stuff I do. Like if you're using it for foam crafting, it's usually a lot better to use. Like if you're going to do cosplay foam armor, or if you're working with foam, because where you can melt the foam if the glue gets hot enough. But if the glue is hot enough to be like pliable, but not hot enough to melt the foam, then that's like the perfect temp that you can use it at.
Oh, cool.
And there's the science portion of the podcast.
There's the science portion. You just been learned, people.
Word.
Actually, calling back to what Randall said, other quote unquote Blizzard news. There's APOC is not the only summer game going on this year, because Overwatch just released its Summer Games 2016 packs, and I'm loving it so far.
And the hashtag Lucio Ball, which is pretty much Rocket League with Lucio.
Yeah, I saw that. I want to play that so much.
It's kind of fun once you realize you can wall ride with Lucio, because you can wall ride with Lucio in the game. And yeah, it gets you around the ring faster when you remember that. But yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Hey, I've played the tutorial.
What? Stop it.
Yeah, it is amazing. I've only played the tutorial and I love Overwatch.
It's as addictive like smack. But no, you get these specially marked loot boxes now, and you get like different Olympic themed emotes, costumes, voice lines, character photos. On the Xbox One, I have a character. My character photo is Junkrat playing tennis. I also have one of Reaper riding a bicycle, and
ride.
Yeah, ride. And of course, Dad 76 playing golf. So I think it's freestyle gymnastics with Symmetra. So there's so many like really cool, awesome things. At first, I opened one of the pack and TK was just like, "Is that an Air Jordan symbol?" Looking closely, it's Farrah actually in midair doing a slam dunk a la Michael Jordan in the Jordan logo. So it's awesome, and
That's pretty cool.
And like people
I really want to see Reaper riding a bike.
Yeah, I'll switch my character photo to it so you can see it. But people are bitching that oh, you can only get these, like, you can't like use your gold that you saved up to buy them because they're seasonal and only limited time. That sucks. Well, it's because they're seasonal and limited time.
They want you to play the game.
They want you to play the game.
Jesus.
Or buy the loot boxes. But they actually
play the game.
Want you to enjoy yourself and play the game. You know, like if you're an Olympian and you go to the Olympics, just because you're there, you don't get a participation medal. Just because, you know, you showed up. No. you fight the good fight, and if you get the prize, you get the prize, you know?
Yeah.
But it's really cool so far. I like it. It's really they're really inventive, and yeah, we gotta do some Lucio Ball. I gotta try that shit out.
I'm wondering if that's going to be the brawl for like the next couple of weeks, or if they're going to switch it out, because usually they switch out the special match every week.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. But the best thing that's come out of Overwatch, I feel, is the memes. The memes are so great. They're so fucking great.
Such as
everybody's making comics and whatnot of like 76 being dad to Diva, and she's in like a little Dorito costume, but she's like holding 2 Mountain Dew bottles. She's like, "I'm gonna get everybody, pew pew," and he picks her up, and he's like, "You need to calm down, little something, little muffin or cupcake or something like that." There's all sorts of ones like that. There's a bunch of ones with May. There's a GIF with May freezing Reinhardt, and then it's like a flip book kind of GIF. So she's freezing him. You know, her freeze runs out. He breaks out, goes to swing at her. She pops into her little ice crystal, pops out, laughs, and then freezes him again. He pops out. She pops back into her ice crystal. And it's just like, yep, that's May in a nutshell. Freeze. Boop.
I played with Zach and my friend Sam the other day, and we were just it's great because the more Overwatch I play, now the more I can pick out the people who don't know what the fuck they're doing, as opposed to people who play Overwatch. and oh god, I want to just hit the record as soon as Jake and I do a match, because we are the two saltiest people you would ever see, and most overly critical people. We're not even like, you know, like we were playing one night and we lost a match, and then we're like, these fucking people suck, and like we were like, just these teams, they don't even know what the hell they're doing. And then the next round we won, and just a tonal shift of, okay, so we're the two best Overwatch players on the PS4, right? And I'm like, yeah, okay, I know we are. So we have very overinflated self-opinions of ourselves that are well merited, considering, like, Jake and I will stay on either side of the limo, because little known fact that I picked up from Failcraft, Hammy over, he has the Vodka of Overwatch. Like, if you look at all the lore videos that Vodka does for Dark Souls 3, this guy does all the lore videos for Overwatch, and it is awesome. But one of the little things that you don't really notice is if you stick next to the limo while you're escorting it, there is a passive healing field that is right next to the limo.
Oh.
Is there?
Yes.
Huh.
So if you're getting shot, and if you don't have an immediate healer, or all your healers are back like 300 feet behind you because they think they're playing Call of Duty, if you stick next to the limo, you'll see your health slowly and gradually coming back up. And if you're next to the fucking vehicle, it goes faster.
Play the objective.
If your objective is to escort something, escort it. If your objective is to stop something, stop it.
On defense, always have two tanks. Wait, what?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
wait, what?
If you have a Diva and a Reinhardt, it's pretty much game over on most of the maps.
Well, I only ask one thing.
Yes.
Charlie, once me and you actually do get a chance to play Overwatch, be kind.
Oh, of course.
Oh, you'll be on the same team.
We're going to be on the same
team. I know, but I don't
team.
want to be like, God damn it.
Don't worry, because if we play Overwatch, we're not just going to be... okay. I will not tell you how to play. Okay? I will never tell you how to play. If you ask me a question, what should I do? I will give you my input. I am never going to tell you how to play. If you need me to explain something, I will explain it. I'm not good at saying, okay, this is what you have to do. So I'm more like, I'm here to answer any questions. Would you like to have any questions answered? And as you go sailing off as Reinhardt during your boost and go sailing off the map, I'm like, And then you'll spawn back. Do you have any questions as to what you might have done in that situation?
Would you like to know what possibly could have went wrong?
See that guy in front of you? Aim for him, not the balcony. We'll play a couple rounds. We'll be, the grand unveiling for the Xbox One is going to be on Friday. So we'll do some rounds. Maybe later on tonight we'll jump in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll take you on a tour through some of my favorite maps that are completely random and I can't choose.
Yay!
Yeah, I really should get that game for Xbox.
I'm not going to tell you ever what games you should get.
I mean...
But, Well, dude, I have it for 2 systems already too, and I don't think I ever regretted getting a game for 2. I've often regretted getting a game for 2 systems. This is a game I do not regret getting for 2 systems.
Yeah.
Because there's finally people around to play it on the Xbox One, too.
Right.
Because, we got doomed. I think Dave said he was talking about getting it.
I think Dave was considering it.
Yeah. Now, he'll tell you what to do. He'll let you know what you need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when
Yeah.
when Randall's not around, Dave is always willing to take up the slack for a Destiny raid. So
I'll give him
I
credit.
leave a lot of slack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
he led us to victory a couple times. Or was well on our way to victory a couple times. So he did pretty good. But yeah, I mean,
sometimes pressure gets to him.
Yeah, sometimes the pressure gets to him.
But
you just got to keep his morale up.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. But
one man ride.
One man ride. Hashtag one man ride. But yeah, we'll play some Overwatch later on. Show you the glory that is. Playing Overwatch a couple times is just like, wow, this is pretty cool. Then you level up, and then you get the loot box, and you're like, oh, what's this? And something about that sound and the clattering of the little coins that come out, you're like, okay, when do I level up again? I need to do this more often.
And then you get to 60, and it's like, when do I level up?
Luckily,
prestige yet?
Luckily, I just hit level 25 on my PS4 guy, and I just hit level 8 on my Xbox guy. So, and it's great because the only point of reference I really had for Overwatch was the PS4. So, while I have 2 people that have exclusively played it on the Xbox One, and they say something like, "Oh, on the PS4 I got this," or "On the PS4 I got that," because that's my frame of reference. And of course, that drives them crazy. It's like, "Oh, enough about your stupid PS4," and I'm like, "Whoa, hold on here, hold on, stop the hostility." And then we'll be doing a match, and then we'll get kicked back out to the home screen. I'm like, funny, that never happens on my PS4. So all dicks must be eaten.
Oh, so this is run like Destiny. Oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah,
now.
See? So, guess what? Guess what, guys?
What?
I finished Fallout 4.
Nice. Yay! I still haven't finished Fallout 4 yet.
Well, technically, I'll tell you this much. 2 of the endings are exactly the same, just reskinned, depending on what faction you're on. If you do the Brotherhood ending, or if you do the Railroad ending, right down to the fucking dialogue, it is the same last mission, to the point where if you played the Railroad mission first, and got that ending, if you were to play the Brotherhood ending, right before that final mission, right as the final mission begins, you get the achievement and or trophy for doing that mission. Without even completing it.
Huh.
It is the same mission because you have all the same objectives, and their corresponding person on each side says the same thing. The exact same thing. The only ending that has any major difference is if you play the Institute ending. I have never... I've played games before that had 3 endings that were completely unsatisfactory. I mean, as much as I sang the praises of Bloodborne up and down, because it is an amazing game and I love it dearly, the 3 endings of that game are shit. Your 3 final choices, depending on whether you eat umbilical cords or not, are shit. They're just shit. I know I'll catch hell from people, but wake up. 3 endings made no sense. Well, they made sense if you know every piece of lore whatsoever, and still, if you knew every piece of lore, they're shit. Plain and simple.
If I can interject.
Yeah.
red, green, blue.
Okay. Red, green, blue. There was a save point. You took a walk, and you decided red, green, blue. Then you loaded in that save point. You took a walk, red, green, blue. On these two games, Bloodborne, you had to play through the entire fucking game every time to get a different ending.
Oh.
For Fallout, you had to do a series of missions to get to the different endings, so you could save it at one place when you're near the end, and then have to play the game through that. Like, we're talking missions and missions and missions. And even after that, red, green, and blue, no matter how much shit red, green, and blue get, they were 3 different endings. These were not. And that's, I think, what pissed me off the most about it. I mean, shit, Deus Ex, Human Revolution, another one of my favorite games, was great right up until the end, where it was exactly red, green, and blue, because all you did was press a button.
Mm.
And thankfully, I saved right as I walked into that room, so I could reload, press another button, reload, press a third button, and oh, all the endings taken care of. It's like, please, there's a new Deus Ex game coming out, Mankind Divided. I hope to God it's actually somewhat fulfilling. It's just that with all the
trailers for that look amazing.
Oh yeah, but with all the shit you had to go through, all the stupid Preston fucking Garvey, there's another settlement that needs our help, and the fucking 2 Brotherhood idiots who just like, oh, you need to cleanse the Commonwealth, and oh, I need you to get this battery for me. You know, those never ended.
Yeah.
And I played the game. I was planning on getting 100% on this because I only have like maybe 5 or 10 trophies left on it. I returned it. I traded it in. I was like, no, I'm not gonna just do stupid fetch quests to get another trophy on this. I was all set to get the DLC until I got the ending, and I'm like, no, this is not working for me. So, Fallout 4, big fucking disappointment. I didn't like it.
Well, okay, since agree to disagree on red, green, blue, I have to say
or finished it. Sorry, just have to throw that in there.
Red, green, blue, or Fallout 4?
Fallout 4. I'm at like the 4th, 5th mission. And building houses.
You're not missing much. Building houses, nice.
I'm at the point of, even though I'm not getting any achievements for it right now because of the mods, but I'm at the point of where I've gone through the Institute, and now it's at the point of like, okay, now I have to choose my side. I have to actually like choose my side type of thing.
Yeah.
So
make a save right there if you want to explore it. If you want to get the like all 3 endings, just make your choice and do the Railroad and Brotherhood, and you tell me the difference other than the skins on the final parts of the missions.
Will do. But in all fairness, I would like to throw in a game that I truly loved from beginning to end, with the exception of the actual end.
Go for it.
And that was Fable 2, because it had a very similar thing to it as well, where it had 3 endings, and all of them were like hella weak.
Yep.
Because you had a very good game for a majority of it, and a lot of the issues from the original Fable were addressed in Fable 2. Like, in the original Fable, your character keeps aging as he levels up. So by the time your character is max leveled, his age is 70 and he looks like an old man. Yet nothing around you has changed. You can fail the prison mission like 30 times. So technically you just spent 30 years in prison. Nothing changes. Whereas in Fable 2, there was actually at one point where you go to the Spire and you're there for like 10 years, and then you leave there, and things have actually changed.
Everything's changed, yeah.
Yeah, so they addressed that part, which was very, very helpful in that, it made it that much more immersive to it, that you can actually see the world's change. However, when you get to the very end, it's basically you shoot the bad guy in the face, he falls down a pit, And then you have to choose. Your ending is this: do you bring back your family, who, by the way, if you actually do resurrect them, you never actually see, your dog, and no one else, just your dog, or you get a fuck ton of money, and you're just deemed an asshole for letting everyone else stay dead. So it's either bring back your family who you'll never see and everyone else who died, your dog, or money.
I always chose the money or the dog, because the dog was useful if not annoying, and money you can always use in that game. But they let you marry someone in every single town, so they couldn't have possibly gotten all of my families and wives. So I just skipped over the family option.
But see, the whole thing is though, one, if you had the pub games, money was never a problem. Because if you just played the pub games arcade game, you could just go gamble and just get a fuck ton of money. I believe it was the Knothole DLC actually brings back your dog if you chose family or money.
Yeah, that's right.
So they basically nullified one of the endings right there. So it's like,
yeah,
but
at the time,
yeah,
you
that's
didn't know.
true. Yeah, at the time you didn't have that option. But if you like say pick it up now or whatever, like, oh well, I don't have to choose this. I have my dog. I can get my dog back in like 10 minutes. I have enough money, and you just have the one ending. So it's like, yeah. I thought the ending to the original Fable was a little bit more satisfying. Fable 2, it was good right up until the end. And again, 3 choices, all lame.
Yeah, it's not a good game. Not a good game.
I mean, overall, it was a good game. Just the ending was like, I don't know how else to describe it.
Fable 1 is always going to be my favorite.
Oh yeah, Fable 1 was
I think
great.
it was my favorite Xbox game.
Oh yeah. I came up with scenarios for characters. Like, I would design a character and make like a little backstory for him and only use certain equipment for it. So that, it was like, okay, I made a character kind of like Jon Snow. So he always had all the dark armor, so no one liked him. I would only use long swords, and like I would only use like protection spells, and that was it. So
yeah, I made a build for every single like discipline. I built like an archer, a mage, and like straight up brawler. So I must have played through that game, and I made a good and evil version of each one. So I must have played like at least 6 times through that entire game. And
easily.
I love that game. It was so good.
Yeah. The only downside to it is I wish you could have actually controlled the difficulty.
Yeah.
Because once you got to a certain point, it did get fairly easy.
Yeah, there was no scaling.
Yeah. There was no scaling, and like at one point it was just like I had like I actually did the max out trick where if you needed I believe it was a level 2 or level 3 physical shield, along with actually I think that was all you really needed. Was you just needed the shield, because that because even if you took a hit, it never dropped your multiplier, and just a ton of will potions. And once you open the that demon door that leads you to where Nostromo was, in the graveyard, in that very first area, just waves of enemies just keep coming at you. If you stay there and keep your shield up long enough, you could get a 65. You can get a multiplier of like 65 easy. You just save up all your ages of potions, like your ages of will, strength, and might, and just once all the enemies are done and your multiplier starts going down, You just drink all of those, and you just pretty much maxed out everything.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
If only Fable was still around on these next-gen systems.
Oh, I'm not on the next gen. But
Only
they
shut
did
down the whole studio.
That's true.
Yeah. Bye-bye, Lionhead. You will be missed.
Bye-bye, Peter Molyneux, you hollow promise-making bastard.
Oh, he's been out of Lionhead for a couple of years now.
I don't care.
He's been at 22 cans making lies.
That son of a bitch.
That poor kid from Goddess. Oh my god.
Oh. Wait, is that the game that the VR game that was just like, hello, I'm a real boy, and they just...
No, it was a couple of years ago. 22 Cans put out that ARG game where you just had to keep pressing the tiles to break down that gigantic cube.
Okay.
And the first person to hit the core would won like the super grand prize. And the grand prize was a share of the game's profits. I believe it was. I may be mistaken on that one, but I know he got like a decent amount of cash for it. Because it was for the game Goddess. He was supposed to be a permanent fixture as one of the deities. He would get a tour of the studio. He would get to meet Peter Molyneux personally, and he would also have input on the design of his god for Goddess.
Wow.
They followed up with him, and this was like, this was a few years later, and this was like the big hullabaloo where it was like one guy just pretty much said Peter Molyneux was a sociopathic liar.
Right.
And it turned out he was not going to be a permanent fixture in the game. He was going to only be there for the first 6 months and then rotate it out. His tour consisted of, he got to see like 3 rooms, had lunch with somebody, and then was told to pretty much like scat. He's never had any input on his character for Goddess, and he never got any of the prize money.
That's such bullshit.
Yep. And Molyneux was just like, and of course Molyneux was just like, well, he's getting in the game. What more does he want? How about everything else he was promised?
Mm-hmm. Does he want a rideable mount for the game? You'll get it. Never.
Peter Molyneux, the man of broken promises and dreams.
Broken dreams, that bastard. If I had a dime for every promise that Peter Molyneux made me and didn't deliver on, like me personally, I wouldn't have any dimes. Don't know the motherfucker. Anyway, so, alright, so some shit happened at San Diego Comic-Con, apparently. There was a Doctor Strange trailer. You see that one?
Yes, I did see the new Doctor Strange one.
Yeah. It showed more footage, some magic stuff going on there. They showed a Thor teaser. He has short hair now.
That I didn't say.
Yeah. It's leaked online, quote unquote. But yeah, he has short hair now. That's in the comics. I don't know if they're actually going to be doing it in the book itself.
Okay. But now, what woman is beautiful enough to replace Chris Hemsworth?
Well, not many, but I'll tell you this: she died.
R.I.P.
But no, in the comic, it's Jane Foster, so it would be essentially, what's her butt?
Natalie Portman.
Yeah, her. She'd be playing Thor. So, yeah.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, she totally has the build to play Thor.
Yeah, totally.
But a funny thing, they showed props from the movie, and one little interesting prop they came across were the gladiator helmet and weapons that looked very familiar if you've ever read World War Hulk, because that was the same outfit that the Hulk wore while he was on the battle planet that he was on, that he took over And so they're thinking that this Thor Ragnarok is, since it has the Hulk in it, there's going to be a tie-in with World War Hulk. So
Ooh,
that's going to be fun.
that would be cool. That would actually be really cool.
Black Panther also had a panel where they introduced the villain, which is going to be Killmonger, and it's played by Michael B. Jordan. So he is part of the ever-changing cast of Marvel superheroes who jump ship from one room, or Marvel superheroes who have played the Human Torch, who now play someone else. So he will be playing that, and let's see, Brie Larson was announced as Captain Marvel. Awesome fit. Spider-Man: Homecoming had a trailer with the Vulture. Yeah. And it had it was like a very yearbook centric kind of think of 90s teen movie trailer where it showed like different like classrooms and everything like that, and a lot of cuts between different like pictures and, you know, going from still life to regular life and everything like that. So everybody's like fun movie. Of course, Power Man, Iron Fist, and the Defenders all had some footage shown to show that that the Netflix series are still in high gear. I don't remember if they mentioned if Jessica Jones' second season was starting, but I hope so, because that was an awesome show.
I don't know. I haven't seen anything in regards to that.
But I mean, the Luke Cage trailer, awesome. The Iron Fist trailer, confusing. And of course, the Defenders were there in concept. Nothing really concrete as far as the showing went. They announced that Ghost Rider was going to debut in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I am very curious as to see how the hell they're fitting that one in.
It's not Dan Ketch, and it's not Johnny Blaze.
Who the hell is it then?
It's the newest Ghost Rider.
Oh.
He rides a car.
I'm sorry, I'm already checking out.
No. Come on. Let's not jump to any, conclusions right now. He's it's gonna be the Gabriel Luna Ghost Rider, and he it's like a Death Race 2000 car, so it's not like a regular car. It's like, you're old enough, you know the movie. So it's like a car like that. I'm saying you're old, almost as old as me. So
that's besides the point.
But yeah, it's sort of like that. So it's not totally. Actually, you know what? The car, as I'm looking at the car, it looks a lot like the boys from Supernatural. It looks like their car.
Okay, yeah, I just looked it up.
Yeah.
Okay, this is acceptable.
Yeah. Like, it's not exactly a skull. It's like a helmet he wears, but it's like the movable mandible, like So, yeah, it's I don't watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. anyway, because I can't stand Agent Coulson, whatever the fuck his name is. So,
Coulson?
Hell no. I don't like any of the Marvel movies, or the DC movies. But speaking of the DC movies, I'm going to break away from San Diego Comic-Con real quick. Speaking of the DC movies, so apparently Suicide Squad is getting some bad reviews. David Ayer is basically like, I didn't make it for the critics, I made it for the fans, let the fans decide. Apparently one of the people giving bad reviews is Rotten Tomato. Well, there's an online petition right now to shut down Rotten Tomatoes because of their score of Suicide Squad. I'm like, what?
I've heard of that one.
I mean, I can't stand Rotten Tomatoes to begin with, but because I don't trust any of their reviews. I just think that they're a bunch of hipsters sitting in a room with a lot of cigarettes going, R, I want art, I don't want this trash. So whenever there's anything that looks remotely fun, all of a sudden it gets bad reviews. Like, oh, this is stupid. It's sort of like the Kotaku or the IO9 of movie reviews. I can't stand those sites either. Sorry, sorry, Kinja.
I like that
Gawker.
analogy. It was very good.
Thank you. You know, it's just like, oh, it's awesome. Snap, 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 snap. But yeah, so there's an online petition from a bunch of nerds who really like the movie to try to shut down Rotten Tomatoes, and all I have to say to that is it's
Good luck.
Good luck with that. I mean, it's been around since forever. You don't have to necessarily like them. You don't even have to listen to them. That's the wonderful thing about critics. You don't have to listen to them.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing. I normally don't listen to critics. There's only one film critic I kind of do take heed in.
Well, everybody loves Gene Shalit.
Well, I mean, who doesn't? Okay, 2.
You gotta trust the mustache, man.
Yeah. Okay, all right. There 2. Because I, Gene Shalit, that's just a given. But now there's only one other person who I've seen who actually does actual reviews, like where even if the movie is just utter garbage, there's still always some kind of like a silver lining to it that he'll try and find. And I'll take heed in what he says on it. I'm like, okay, you know what? He gave this a decent review. All right, I'm definitely going to give it a shot. Even if everyone else like kind of lambasted it or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, the only other people I listen to when it comes to movies and games or anything else is people I know. Right. I know their taste and they know my taste.
Yeah.
So they can tell me, oh, trust me, you're going to like this. You're really going to like this. Or, you know what? I really enjoyed it. You're not going to like it. So.
Yeah.
And
that's you know enough from people around you that if this was like, this wasn't fucking amazing, you're like, I like nothing that this person likes.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, cool,
like,
thanks.
Yeah, like with The Killing Joke, I know you're going to enjoy that last half of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
However, I know you're not going to get past the first part of it. So,
see, at least we have realistic expectations of each other, and that's fine.
Yeah.
So, wrapping up the Marvel stuff really quick, and then the panel that everybody was like loved and jumping up and down, of course, was for Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Let me just say as a quick side note, one of the biggest criticisms of Suicide Squad was that they had awesome elements all over the place, and awesome set pieces, and awesome sequences, and awesome characters, but when it all came together, it really didn't do much. My first reaction was like, oh, like Guardians of the Galaxy. Because that's exactly how I felt about Guardians of the Galaxy. But, however anybody feels about it aside, their panel was the most awesome because the cast came out. The Reavers from the movie came out in costume. And then Michael Rooker came out as Yondu. Just in full regalia and did the entire panel as Yondu. And he has a bigger mohawk this time. Yeah. And I loved it.
Was gigantic.
Yeah, well, in the comics, it's even bigger than that. It goes down his entire back.
Oh, yeah.
But I was like, this is awesome. And then Kurt Russell was, spoiler alert, announced as Ego, the living planet, who became man and fathered Star-Lord.
Okay.
To which Drax, in the trailer, asks Kurt Russell, who plays Ego, asks him, does he have a penis? To which Kurt Russell says, yes, I have a penis. Chuckle ensues. Probably Uga Shaka starts playing. I don't know. But, Sylvester Stallone apparently is also in it, so I'm hoping that the entire Guardians of the Galaxy get wiped out and the one Nova Corps agent, which is Sly Stallone, and Ego get together and fight as Tango and Cash in Next Generation. This is what I'm hoping for. Because that's a movie that never got a sequel that should have a sequel.
The universe would be FUBAR.
It would be amazing, though. Honestly, I was so drunk, I don't know what happened. I'm going to kill you.
But you know what? Now that whole planet with the penis thing makes total sense.
Yeah. But now the thing is, because Ego, the living planet, just was like a giant head, just a giant face on a planet. Now I just see a giant penis coming down from the planet. Like a tail. It looks like some sort of weird chinchilla floating through the air. Or a kangaroo rat. whatever girth you choose. I don't fucking know. Wrapping things up from San Diego Comic-Con, there was a Walking Dead season 6 trailer. I think season 6. Whatever. It showed Ezekiel with the tiger, so I'm like, okay, I'm down. I'll watch it. Still no mention on what happened last season. It looks like there's a whole lot of new characters being introduced.
You're almost probably not going to find them until like that first opening moments of that episode.
You're not going to find out until... No, you know what? Fuck it. They're going to play it at the last. It's going to be exactly like they handled Tyrese's death. It's going to be the last 5 minutes after an entire flashback throughout the whole thing, and interaction. It'll all seem like it's totally fine, and then like at the end of the episode, you're going to find out that somebody in that entire sequence was just dead. And that's how it's going to save it till the very end to tell you.
Yeah, life flashing before their eyes.
Yeah, exactly. DC did the regular Flash series. It looks like Flash is going the way of Flashpoint this season. Arrow is grim and dark in shooting arrows at things. Legends of Tomorrow are fighting the Legion of Doom.
Oh, they got a renewal?
Yes, it did. And it's a lot of Dominic Purcell chewing the scenery and grunting one-liners and going to find the old heroes. And then after in the non-affiliated camp, Sherlock season 4 got a trailer, which shows that it does not pay to be friends with Sherlock Holmes, because all of the people that are friends with Sherlock and Watson are all targets of some new enemy that is yet to be revealed. So things are unraveling rather quickly around the two of them, and they have to pick up the slack. And because we can't go a podcast without talking about him, they also showed the Dirk Gently Holistic Detective Agency trailer featuring Elijah Wood, produced and I believe written or directed by Max Landis. It's the new series coming to the BBC. And looks pretty crazy.
I'll have to go check that one out.
Pretty crazy. And
if I may,
please.
I'm not sure if this got the announcement at Comic-Con, but I know it definitely came out after that. But apparently there is going to now be Superman on the Supergirl series.
Yes.
And that Superman looks doofy as hell. I
have not seen this doofy Superman yet.
It almost looks like I'm pulling a page out of like the Comedy Central roasts or whatever. It's like Henry Cavill and Christopher Reeve had a baby and then someone peed on it.
Oh, nice.
That's what this Superman looks like, and he had and I mean this in the most however way you want to take it. But they showed like all facets of said Superman. This guy has an ass that would rival J-Lo.
Oh. So he should be playing Nightwing instead, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Because
Nightwing, as we all know, has the best ass in the DC universe, as far as heroes go, bar none.
Yes. He has... They showed a shot from him from behind because they didn't have the cape on, and he had a bubble butt.
That booty though.
Denise even looked at it and goes, "Oh my god, his ass is huge."
That ass though.
Yeah, basically.
Nice. Yes. Let's y'all throw fluid to you. Whoa, what an ass. Excellent. Well, it's yeah. But aside from that and Superman's ass. Oh well, here's the thing: if Superman is in it, is there any dog sucking? Did you see the Eradicator?
God damn. I would like you to know I cannot listen to that podcast while I am driving.
Well, then that's a good sign.
Because we had this conversation. I still laugh as we're just having it, and I'm
Absolutely.
I hate you.
I'm easily hated. It's one of my nicer features. But that all jokes aside, I think that's a good place to stop for this week. We rounded up. As promised, we rounded up the rest of it. Sure, it took a backseat to our normal conversation, but whatever. If you guys wanted to talk about it, make your own damn podcasts. We encourage it. But thank you, James, for being on tonight.
Always.
Thank you, Randall, for being here tonight.
Yeah.
I'd like to say thank you to our sponsors, No Scope Glasses, over at noscopeglasses.com. If you want to keep on gaming and not get eye strain, these are the glasses for you. They have a multitude of various products, different shapes and sizes. Won't break the bank on any of them. Really affordable, really good quality. Check them out. There's a link right over on teamdba.com. That's right, teamdba.com, where you can check out this very podcast and all the rest of them that are available on Stitcher, iTunes, SoundCloud, and Player FM. You can also check out our pull list that comes out every Wednesday. And that's where you can find Jake and me telling you what comic books you should buy for the week. We have a monthly Loot Crate review from Jamie. At youtube.com/teamdba, we got a new video every day, 7 days a week. Can't beat that with a stick, including Team Dad Jokes. That includes our friend James here, and
Yay.
George and Dave, 3 fan favorites. And if they want to check out any of your Nerf stuff, Griever, where do they go?
You can go check me out at youtube.com/thegriever2112. And definitely keep an eye out this weekend, because I will have my post-APOC roundup and possibly have a couple of guest stars on it, like my buddy Clowney and his friend Beaker, and maybe even I might get George on.
That will be an amazing... that's going to be amazing. That will be an amazing something right there. I can't find descriptors right now. But anyway, so thanks a lot for that. Please remember, if you like what you see here, leave a comment. Like what you see here, here. If you like what you hear here, leave a comment. You might just win something. And when you check out the video version of this podcast, a little surprise that's happening is now, let's say like you're sitting there at your desk and you're watching you're on YouTube and like, oh, I missed the podcast this week. Let me listen to it on YouTube. I got it right here. We have gameplay footage, various gameplay footage that goes up with the video podcast right now. So, you know, you can be entertained in more ways than one. Don't like what we're talking about? Look at the screen. Like what we're talking about? Just listen to what we're saying. Don't look at the screen. It's up to you. Choose your own adventure. But thank you very much, folks. I've been Charlie Danger 82. This has been the official Team DBAH Podcast number 152. We'll see you next week, and please remember, don't be a hero. Good night.
the rebellion!
Rebels are everywhere. Watch out for ambushes. I can't believe my sister's missing all the fun.
We've been discovered!
May to bless your heart. These meager goods might not seem like much to you, but to the poor of this district, they mean survival, at least for a little while longer.
To defend yourself beyond this point.
The more I look, the more it seems the Ashmedai have their claws in everything. What's that? You want to help with my Ashmedai investigation?
Nashers are attacking travelers on sight.
Leave no witnesses!
You were able to find something? Just as I suspected. This isn't good news. It's not...
will destroy you!
If you have the time, we might be able to help each other. I've salvaged what I can, but I'm gonna need new samples of Black Lake sludge for me work. The samples must come from specific patches of the sludge, which wouldn't be difficult, except the whole
things to discuss. This was once one of the most populous areas of Neverwinter City. Now it's a lawless ruin, plagued by gnashes and dead rats. My employer would like people to move back into the district, but before that can happen, we'll have to get rid of the gangs. 2 gangs is an easy problem to solve. We just have to get them to fight with one another. I want you to raid a nearby dead rat's lair, kill every weirrat in the place, and drop this Gnasher propaganda pamphlet in a conspicuous place. That should stir things up a bit.
Most folks consider... Excellent! With these samples, I'll finally be able to discover if the sludge is animal, vegetable, mineral, or undead. This will be a huge help to me research. There are some reagents you don't want to use on undead sludge, believe me.
The more I look, the more it's... We've done all we can.
With the now slaughter, third encounter power. Press options, select powers, and then buy or reassign an encounter power.
The Nashers are attacking travelers on sight.
I've been keeping Sergeant Knox the dismissive note. Watch your step in this district. Black Lake is home. We aren't the only ones who want Gothwin to reveal the location of Karzov and the Crown. A gang of were-rat thieves, known as the Dead Rats, caught wind of his involvement and kidnapped him.
Stock up on potions before you enter Black Lake.
You can't stop us!
Move along now. You're drawing it excellent. Your work is settled and complete. That's all I ask of any agent. While I'm not finished putting you to good use, I'm done for now. Go on about your business. I'll send word when you'll need it again.
You have suffered a minor injury. Receiving 2 minor injuries in the same location upgrades the injury from minor to severe. Use an injury kit or stand by a campfire for 3 minutes to remove 1 minor injury.
Yes, I helped to steal the crown at Neverwinter. I was a loyal Nasher, but after Cars let me die down here. I don't know him anything. I'll tell you.
I've been keeping Sergeant Knott. Gothwin told us, watch your step in this district. Black Lake is home only to the desperate and the According to Gothwin's information, Karzov is hiding in a safe house nearby, while the Crown is hidden in their headquarters. Meet with Private Zoe
You need to be careful beyond this point. This whole area is under Nasher control. Their leader, Karzov.
The more I look, the more...